Hello and welcome to Football Fumb. Football Manager 2017, QPR career, and this is episode number 10. January 2020, January transfer windows just opened. Just a quick update, let everyone know where I am at, where QPR are at. You might have gathered, looking at the screen, we are actually in 9th position, which is fantastic. Let's have a look at the schedule, just to show you what's been going on after shaky start. So I don't think I last episode number 9. I think I played the pre-season friendlies. I was just about to get ready for the first match against Tottenham, which obviously you can see lost 1-0 there, and just coming up with the team. Just out of interest, what formation was I playing? Yeah, I was playing the 4-3-3, which I think I mentioned in the tactics. In the episode 9, the tactics which I was going to try out. So basically, I had 3 tactics, and I was started with a 5-3-2, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So you can see here, don't count the friendly, because I'm just getting familiar with the tactics. I just snuck that in. I think it was an international break. So Premier Division, we started with a loss. Forget the friendly. 1-1 Stoke, just about scraped through. Well, as you can see, extra time against Blackburn. This is where we came alive a little bit. Let's have a look at that just to see, because I want to talk about tactics and what's effective for QPR, this team, this squad, and maybe it will help with yours. To find out what's effective. So if we look at the formations, I went with this is a tactic which I'm still using, 4-3-1-2, which is adapted from the Reckonist game breaker. So that was obviously in this match against a 4-2-3-1, which was effective, 5-2. Although I had to when I think they scored. I think Paya equalised, or I think it was 1-1. No, it wasn't. It was 2-1. So then I went to counter, because I think it was control. I think it's control fluid. We'll have a look later. Anyway, so that was, and I thought, that's good. 1-1 friendly. Forget that. And then, it's reality check with QPR being a newly promoted team, I suppose, relatively. We're just climbing up there. Slight improvement last year. I think it was 13th position from 14th. It's a bit of a struggle to see what's working, and then it's a bit demoralising. And then this cruncher. So 4-2 away, you can sort of accept it. You look on the positives. Scoring two goals at Anfield, and then you get this crushing 5-1 thrashing at home. So it's like a reality check. Again, concentrating on formations, and that's the same formation at home, which beat West Ham 5-2. So it could be the actual players. It's like, I'm sure quite a few of you have been through this. It's like head scratching time. So, where are we? Yeah, 5-1 thrashing. Norwich, again, we had to win on penalties. I think I had my goalkeeper take one of the goal penalty kicks, and then we're back to square one. This is like Mark Hughes' Sunderland, and all QPR fans will be well aware of Mark Hughes. We battered them. I mean, you can see from the stats, although possession's just 50-50%, 19 shots and 7 of those on target. 8. They've got sort of half, but I suppose you could argue that they've got more on target. But I felt, because I if things are not going well, I tend to I'll take advice from the SI community forum that you watch. Sorry, this is quite defensive formation at home, 4-4-1-1. I think Man United even play that quite often. But yeah, you like watch the full match just to see what's going on, to hopefully see how you can correct it. So yeah, in actual fact, what I did do here, because I wanted not to lose. Okay, everyone wants to win, maybe draw away from home, but you just don't want to lose. So I put in Zakaria, that's his favourite formation, like anchor there, just to stop. And obviously, ultimately, instead of him moving to 4-3-1-2, same formation, which we, as I said, we beat West Ham at home, and ultimately we still lose with the same formation. So it's just not working. And then you positive at home. Manchester United lost 3-1. One of the strongest teams, obviously in the Premier League division, but more importantly on this game. It seems to be in most people's save that they're the team to beat, or they're at the top. This is the first match which, as I say, the positives, we scored one goal against them, but I was just started with a 5-2-3, and this is what I want to talk about. I'm pretty sure, 5-2-3 are with the it's a strikerless tactic. So, and it's something which I've tried to persevere with, and then so that's where we were at, friendly, just to get some, be familiar. And I think this is the turning point. This is actually the 3 out of the 3 tactics, 2 are from the Reckonist, and this is his 7. It's based on, I've tweaked it a little bit, but he's based on 7-3-0, or as you will see here, it's a 5-2-3, and these all 3 are shadow strikers in a strikerless tactic. You got Malagoni, who's roaming, and then you got Sola, who's a bit more defensive. So obviously I thought, we've arrived 6-1 away from home, beating Aston Villa, and this was a really tough. I think I changed formation typically because I'm, as I say, experimenting with all 3 tactics. No, I'm wrong. This is the 5-3-2, but it wasn't a 6-1 thrashing at home. It was a struggle because they were Cardiff. I think they are bottom. They were playing really, really defensively, so that was an important win. And then I rested a few. I went. Well, let's see what I did here. I changed tactic yet again because I have heard that the AI can sort of work you out if you keep the same one. So that's the 5-3-2, and we lost on penalties, which probably because I didn't have many strikers on the pitch. That was a bit disappointing because I thought we outplayed Leicester. We did really well, and then again. Arsenal, it's like I'm sort of the excitement of the new season, 3rd season in the Premiership, is waning a little bit because you just need to get some consistency with some wins, and like where it worked at one tactic worked at home against West Ham. Strikerless tactic 5 at the back worked really well away to Aston Villa, away to Arsenal, although again we scored one, is just I wouldn't call it thrashing, but we got beat quite convincingly, by obviously a strong team in Arsenal. So and this is, well, as we all know, that it can be a really frustrating game. So then, Chelsea, that was an important local London derby. And then you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games unbeaten, which is sort of turned the corner. Until recently, I went back to the game breaker tactic because I wanted to, as I say, experiment with these 3 tactics to see what's best. I thought I'd give it at least up to January. I'll probably give it the whole season, and then next season I'll just know what to do, what players go where, and we can start modelling. We can start progressing. But everyone's the board's happy that obviously we're in 9th. We had a great result at home, which was, again, I keep tweaking it, and they were Man City. They were coming at us, That was a really important win. That's why when I changed tactic back to the game breaker, lost 1-0 against Leicester. I mean, we battered them, but we just and I was on overload. I think the whole of the second half. 59%, 10 shots, 5. I mean, but it just didn't seem like that. That it was all where you could see it was generally we dominated midfield. We were higher in both penalty areas as well, possession wise. So it was very frustrating. But the reality is, if we go to tactics. So this one here, the 4-3-1-2 attack. Against West Ham, that was good, but it's been very indifferent. It's not really working. This one here, with the inverted wing backs, which, as I say, is derived from the Reckonist 7-3-0. That worked really well against Aston Villa. It's a bit hit and miss. And it's probably, the reality is that apart from Bradley Dack, who was actually getting restless until I obviously brought this tactic in, because he is the only shadow striker really at the club. He can play the role convincingly. And arguably, I've tried Havertz. In actual fact, Zach Clough has actually scored 5 goals in total 6 appearances. So he's really, although he's not a natural shadow striker, he's a false 9, and he's done really well. And he's done well as a shadow striker. But as I say, we've only got one natural. You would probably notice that Lapadula. I'm chuffed that we got him. We can maybe retrain him because he works quite well. Kuki can definitely play because he's scored 7 goals. I think he's top goal scorer. He's a complete footballer, but he can because he's attacking centre, attacking midfielder, central position. He can play the shadow striker. So I do accept. If you look at so, it's not 100%. We're just competent, marking, passing style, accomplished. So we're just not 100% on that tactic. So it can, naturally, logically get better. But this one here, I must sing his praises. This is from Strikerless. And the main slight differences between these two tactics is the wing backs are on support, they're not inverted, but instead of having 3 shadow strikers, which again most clubs, and including myself, will struggle with, we've got 1 attacking midfield. But the other the difference is this is a based on the Wolfpack tactic. They do. If you watch this sort of full match, they do hunt in packs. So, and this is definitely my most successful tactic, and I should really naturally stick to this, and then just go on to training where all the individual players, including all the strikers, which naturally are going to be unhappy because I'm not playing. See, there you go. So he's got a bid to go out on loan. Sorry, I digress. But yeah, shadow strikers and Villalba, he's just not done it. And that's another. So talk about tactics. I've talked about tactics. If we go back to the squad, changing the subject slightly, as I say, remodelling the squad to fit your tactic, which works. That's the key of the game, hopefully, and hence we're in 9th position. I've actually said to the board that I will finish in the top half, which obviously puts a little bit of pressure on myself. But with that tactic working, as you can see, we're not that far. It's quite tight, and that's including the Leicester game, which is probably my fault in losing. So we could have been challenging for 8th position. So yeah, I'm optimistic. Yeah. So just going back to the squad, it's looking quite large, and there's certain players which there's quite a few players which are not getting game time. The strikers, they're going to take a bit of time to retrain as shadow strikers. But I'm looking at Diarra. He will be a future shadow striker. I'm sure of it. Butink, hopefully he will. Havertz is attacking midfield, and he's done quite well. I've got backup. He's not quite. Burge is not as good. Lopez is just not done it really. If we go to him, he's I think 2-star. I think his determination is. He's ambitious though. It's just that I can't. I've given him a few, as you can see, a few appearances, but he's just not done it. So he needs to go out on loan, which is a key point actually, which I didn't realise until recently, is that their value, and again with Villalba, who is really frustrating player. He was, I think, a wonder kid, but he's like determination of 8. Yeah, I didn't realise that. I paid quite a lot of money for him, £8.5 million, and he's got the potential to be a great. But his stats are sort of going down, including his value, because I didn't realise. Obviously under 18s, but under 23s, if they don't, their value just drops and drops. He needs to go out on loan, which hopefully he will be. To bump that £3 million upwards. Hopefully, he's only 22. He can come back. I've got faith in him, but I think ultimately you may have to sell him because of this determination. Which he scores the odd goal, but if you look at his history, it's quite poor. Like 4 goals, 1 goal. But he's got the potential. But he's again, I think determined professional squad is you probably know, guys, but is the way forward. So yeah, and I've got faith in a couple of other players. I've mentioned like Lopez, hopefully going out on loan. A couple of other players which I've got faith in, Amo and Badal. They're both wanted, which is good, and hopefully they'll get loan because again their value is going down. I need to keep. I've kept Furlong as backup. I've been playing Dalot, who's on loan. Sadly, I can't buy him because they want sort of ridiculously over 100 million. Havertz, I had a bid accepted for only about, I think, 10 million up front, and then about 15 million over the following year. But he wants sort of European football. So hopefully, if I can give or provide it. I don't know about this season, but hopefully I'll go back for him because he's a great player. So it's all about getting players out on loan who's just not going to play Furlong's back up because Emeterio, who's probably my best right back, is injured. So as I say, Dalot first number one, Furlong back up, but he could go out on loan if he's going to come back only tomorrow. I'm looking to sell, probably controversially, but Robinson, who is just not going to get any better. He's 26, 2.5. He served me quite well, but 1 year contract. I do this where I just let it wind down and let them go free, like I did with Onua. But it's just not good for the club. I might as well try and get at least $1 million or something back, because I'm not going to renew his contract when I've got Pellegrini. He's doing really fantastic, and I've got backup in Aaron Martin, and a little bit more experience with Rica, who's just come back from injury. So it's shaping, and I've got like midfield. I've got Carvajal. He will be good in time, I'm sure. But some of the strikers, as I say, if I persevere with the strikerless tactics, they may have to move on. But they're hopefully, like Isaac and Buting, they're young enough to be retrained. So the last thing I want to show you are transfers, which hopefully you'll be interested in, and which is I didn't really want to, as you can see, I've got almost far too many players, so I didn't want to buy too many, but I've changed tact a little bit, and you probably think, why have you bought him? So if we take it from, these are just the goings out. These are on loan. I think Zenelem will be sold eventually. I think they've got an agreement, maybe. He looks quite a good prospect. Ravalier, he's doing quite well at Tranmere, and he's got good determination. And even before he went, he's got good. He's one of the few youth players which shown a little bit promise. Sorry, I should just click on him. Determination still, but the arrows are going up, and he's 18, so he's you might think, oh god, like that, but he's one of the better ones. Which again, I digress slightly, but head of youth development, I've just changed from Halsall. I had a note to myself about his personality being a bit suspect, but I've sorry about jumping around, but if you see here, where are we? Chief Scout. I've just signed this guy. He's a youngster, a younger head of youth development. But the beauty is that he's professional. You can't get better than 20 out of 20 working for youngsters. 17, 16. He's professional, whereas Mick Halsall was fairly professional. And he's just, as I said, the youth is just not being good. So sorry, if we go back to that screen, and then these go out to my affiliate Wickham. They may or may not do well. There's Crocieri again. Stats wise, he's not the best, but under 23s he's been playing, and under 18s, and he's doing really well. So determination, 17. We shall see. Right, the ins. We started with Havertz. Malang Sarr, he's only on loan. I would really like to sign him. He's got no release clause. I would love to sign him, but as I've done before, I've put in mandatory statutory transfer future fee, and it's quite often it's held up the loan, and another team has nipped in and got him. Lapadula, he for the strikerless tactic, he's one that and the other beauty is he's not only driven, but he's experienced. He's a little bit old, but I got him I think, a bargain. 500 grand. I think it rises to, I can't remember, just over 1 million. He was transfer listed at Bournemouth, who sort of hardly played him. And he's not been prolific, but I think in my tactic he could be really good. And he's driven, but he's also a left footer. So I think a quality player. So I think I'm chuffed to get him, and he's experienced international. So yeah, Malang Sarr, and that's the other beauty. Sorry, jumping back, but he's a left footer as well. So the left side of 3 centre backs, and he's slightly faster. Excuse me. These 3 you should probably ignore for the time being, and they're probably not going to be very happy with me, because they're and the only reason that I've signed them is for my under-23 squad, because they are model professionals, and hopefully that will rub off on my and if they get unhappy, I'll have to sell them. But they're just not great players, but they're all model professionals, and yeah, as I say, hopefully that will rub off. They haven't got much, left in their career anyway. I know it's selfish, and this one, Ryan Brunt. He may be a bit peeved with me, but he's got better stats, and again, model professional, either foot. So if they can play in my under-23 squad, they're going to moan a little bit, but hopefully we become a bit more determined, professional squad. So then the last one, which was recommended on the SI community forum, was Kritongo. And I signed him ridiculously for 300 grand. Again, he's not been prolific, but because he's an attacking midfielder, he hopefully he will train as a shadow striker. There you go, shadow striker, and he'll be perfect. And for that sort of money, and he's already rated up to there you go, up to 625. Lapadula's 1.2 million. He's already rated at 2 million. So hopefully I shouldn't lose on these players. And professional squads, he could do a job, and he could be good, and a bargain. Same with him, but he's in the now. He's maybe for the future. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully that's sort of giving you a good update, and I think we're making progress. Last couple of points I should mention. Fortunately we had a soft Brexit just recently, so that won't affect anything, I don't think. They say. So we could, although I as you can see, with Brexit in mind, I did, I've got quite a lot of English players throughout the squad. Johnston, Gomez, Grant Hall, obviously. Sorry, no, he's Irish. We got Cousins, we got Clark, Dak, obviously, Gribbin. Yeah, so we're fine with the English contingent. And just a last little snippet, which I'll put up on the SI community forum with my career, QPR career, I should say, history, is that I was quite chuffed that for October we got the three best youth players. I think it's Dalot, Havertz, and I think Pellegrini. So as you probably gathered, it's a very, very young squad, which has its downfalls. They get muscled off the ball, and obviously they don't learn tactics as quick, or they're not. But I've added a few more experienced players, and onward and upwards. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Please leave a like or any comments for this episode 10 of my QPR career, and hopefully you'll join me for future episodes. And what I do hope to do is like a special all video for FM18 or before it, for all of that I've learnt after many years of playing Championship Manager, many years ago, and revisiting FM17, all that I've learnt I hope to do a video. Everything I've learned on how, because we all have things that we could have done better. I think hopefully you'll agree that this is fairly realistic save, and hopefully you've all enjoyed it. But could have done it all a little bit better with more experienced players, etc. Yeah, we can all. But I'll put that in a video hopefully around September, maybe end of August if I get time. Everything that I've learned in FM17, which hopefully probably FM18 won't be much different. Okay, I've been Football Fumb, over and out. Take care. See you next time.